The crypto market is about to have a massive run, massive move. The question really is, are we going up? We're going down? What is going to happen? And this is what we're going to talk about today. There's a bunch of news that I want to cover. And so to say, finally, this whole war thing is out of the picture. So we don't really have to worry about all that stuff for now. We're going to talk about it in a second as well. Jerome Powell had a testimony in front of Congress yesterday. So we got more information about inflation and rate cuts and how that might happen in the near future. And of course, I have to look at the charts because unfortunately, I do see a little bit of a pullback coming, but it's all dependent on 1, 2, 3 things. That's what we're going to talk about today. If you are here, smash and obliterate the like button. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Fefe. The whole point of this show is that this is the only show you need to watch in a 24-hour span. I'm here every single day. So if you watch the show, you're going to be up to date with everything that you need to know in the crypto space. You will be able to make decisions. And of course, I'm going to give you charts for taking these kind of trades here on the show. Also writing up a lot of threads on my socials. You can find everything down in the description. Go and check out everything that I have there. If you're here, let me know what's happening. What's happening? Smash the like, guys. You know how it goes. More likes, more alpha. Let's go back here. What's happening? Now I set it to live chat. Optus to the moon. Optus is doing pretty good. Yesterday we took the trade. Don't F this up. Agree. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Handsome. Thank you. Thank you, Calvin. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Gentle tap the like button. Yeah, Fefe, what's up? We have to go down first. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. Okay, let's jump in. Let's jump in. So the market looks decent here, hey? I mean, comparatively, yesterday we were up at 40% of most odds and whatever, and not real movement is happening. And this is exactly what we see. Like something is kind of consolidating here. If you look at the 4-hour chart, we do have this climb up here, and I would usually tell you that we're gonna get a massive dump down to the 3.13 trillion mark. But I'm not sure that is what's going to happen. And again, we're going to look at it a little bit later. I want to bring you some of the news that are breaking and you need to know about them. One is President David Sachs tweets here, President Trump has done the impossible, eliminated Iran's nuclear threat, negotiated Israel-Iran ceasefire, rejected regime change as a policy objective, demanded that Israel comply with the ceasefire. So it's interesting that it's happening. You don't have to believe me. Trump went to the NATO summit, and this is what Secretary General of NATO said. I'm actually just going to read it up. I just want to recognize your decisive action on Iran. You're a man of strength, but also a man of peace. But what you are now also successful in getting this ceasefire done with Israel. Without President Trump, this would not have happened. So it's happening. The impeachment that we've been talking about a couple of days ago is completely fall flat on its face. 344 against 79. Democratic vote for impeachment is basically done, and Trump is being nominated. I think this is a little bit too much, but you know, whatever that is. He got nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. The market is taking it extremely well. So if you look at the S&P is up 3% since the ceasefire. Bitcoin is up 9% after the announcement from the bottom up. We do have crude oil dumping 13.5% down. So the market is taking this pretty good. And of course it is. Like if you look at the conflicts that we've had, if you have a large enough time frame, it doesn't actually matter what happens here. I mean, obviously, if we were to go into a nuclear war, World War III would have been a problem. But if you really look here, I mean, even the Gulf War in 1990, there's a little bit of a dip, but ultimately it doesn't actually matter at all. So that said, I tweeted this, and you know this, I'm not even gonna go into it, but I said I put my reputation on the line. My account is down, but I do think we are looking at a massive pump. And yes, you can be sarcastic as you want. I'm into a position. So all the idiots who've been saying, oh, we're gonna go to 85,000 and I'm not buying here, good fucking luck, okay? And for those of you who've been keep watching the show and you actually accumulated, I salute you. Let's go. Couple of things that we need to discuss. One of the things is tariffs, right? So to decide whether the market is going up or down, I just want to brief you on everything. Tariffs. So there is the next major thing that we have to keep an eye on, and that is the 8th of July deadline. What's happening is that Trump made an announcement on the 9th of April that was about 90-day pause, lower 10% reciprocal tariff for other countries. So what's happening here is that Trump gave an ultimatum of 90 days to make deals with the United States. And you know, at that time we were thinking, holy shit, 90 days, we've got a lot of time to fly. And then the war came and everything happened. So ultimately, we do have this 90 days happening, but what you don't, I think you should not really worry about, because most of this has actually been solved. Now, if you look at, I know this flashbangs is here. I don't know, I have to change to Chrome. But the UK has a deal with the US. China has a deal with the US, but obviously it will be finalized. The EU is moving forward, and there is, what does it say? Reach a good deal before July 9th, before the deadline. So there will be a good deal. So the EU is done. EU and China, the two biggest that we've been talking about, and most important, Germany itself and other EU countries are moving in as well. And most importantly, we do have a deal with Mexico too. Near deal to cut steel duties, cap imports. So this is happening with Mexico as well. India also closing a deal. So the fact that you should be worried about, like, you know, the trade wars and this and then tariffs coming back, I think that's mostly done. So like maybe there will be a little bit of scares, but that's the last uncertainty in the market. And you know, a lot of people were saying like, oh my God, Trump is such an idiot, this and that. And look at, bro, like the S&P is up, wars is stopped, nuclear facility is destroyed. We can talk about whether it is or not. We'll look at it. But ultimately, I mean, you have to give it to the guy. You have to give it to the guy. I mean, seriously. Anyway, it's done, which is pretty cool. So that's out. War is out. Tariff is out. What's next? The bullish catalyst is there is unprecedented interest in crypto. And sentiment is down among retails, but sentiment is way overboard with institutions. Now, I will tell you one thing, it's never been like that retail was driven something, except GameStop. But otherwise, it's always institutions who win. So guess what? If institutions are loading up in crypto now and moving forward with innovation, guess what's going to happen? Retail is going to come. No questions. So we do have about top 100 companies accumulated and increased their holdings. The top 100 companies on the planet hold 834,000 Bitcoins, about 4% of the entire network, and actually more because Bitcoin has been lost. So 4 or 5% of the entire network is held by the top 100 companies. About 5-6% held by ETFs. About 5%, about 2-5% held by treasury companies. So, like, I mean, if you look at this, the things are extremely moving forward. It is not only the major companies. It's of course. This flashbang thing is so fucking annoying, bro. Anyway, global ETFs update. There was about 50,000 Bitcoin added in May. 1.3 million Bitcoin worth $145 billion. USA dominates with 87%. But this 1.4 million, that's like 7% of all Bitcoins that's ever going to be created. That's actually freaking crazy. Okay, anyway, and that's much more. It's probably 10% with all the Bitcoins that were lost. So, guys, if you are here, I would like you to like the show. Takes you 2 seconds. I'm actually gonna show you how it's done, so you know, so you have no excuse. I would like just go. You're watching this show. You're sitting here. You're eating your I don't know what, drinking water, petting the cat. You know, screaming at the kids, and just smash the like here. You see this little button here that shows like this. You just smash it. That's it. That's that. There you go. There you go. You know how to do this. There you go. There. Let's see what we have. Do we have another round? There you go. Okay, cool. All right, let's go. Someone texted me, or someone commented on the show yesterday, and it was like, probably the username was Karen, idiot Karen. And this person was like, I'm tired of begging for likes, and I was like, bitch, I'm tired of not getting likes. So, you know, we're aligned. Anyway, let's jump back here on the show. Most importantly, we do have, which we talked about, the companies, ETFs. Coinbase ranking is down at 3, 4. So while everything is happening, and while we do have a massive amount of interest from institutions, Coinbase app ranking is down to like 340. Now, remember, last time when we were at the top was number 2, and we're now 340. A lot of room to grow. I think sentiment among retail has not been this low ever. So it's really good. Chainlink announces with MasterCard. So MasterCard is moving in. Like a lot of big corporations are moving forward with crypto integrations. 145 billion Shopify just partnered with Coinbase. So like there's massive things happening. So that's out of the window. There is massive interest from institutions, which is always bullish. And there is no interest from retail, which marks usually the bottom. Next one. Rate cuts. So this is one of the reasons why I think we could potentially see an extended period of accumulation. So you have to understand markets need catalyst, right? So markets usually need catalyst. And when there is no catalyst, the market consolidates, and then there is something happening, and then the market starts pumping. Now we had the strategic Bitcoin reserve, right? Markets pumped, fantastic. Then we had the ETF. Then we had Trump winning. Then we have strategic Bitcoin reserve. Then we had the you know, whether the war is happening or not. Yes, there was a resolution in the Ukraine-Russian war. Okay. Then we dumped. Then there was a news on tariff resolution narrative. Markets pump. Then we dumped on the war resolution. The war markets pump. But now what? Now what? All eyes on the tariffs. So once the tariffs get fixed, I do think that will be another catalyst to send us a little bit higher. But ultimately, that's basically it. So waiting for a catalyst. What can that be? One, I do think the Bitcoin, the US will announce that they will purchase some Bitcoins, as Texas already announced that they are going to purchase Bitcoin into their strategic reserve. So I do think the US on the government level will announce that as well. That's one. But second, I do think that the rate cuts are very big that people are expecting and looking at, okay? So rate cuts, we talked about it a lot of times, but if you're just tuning in, well, number one, you want to subscribe. Number two, you want to check my socials in the description. But number three, you have to understand that rate cuts needed for risk assets to start rising. Right? So if the rates are very high, that means I can just keep my money in the bank, still earn 5% interest. Why would I start risking it on the stock market that yielded me on average 10% in S&P in the past 10, 15, 20 years, right? So that's the thinking behind. But if the rates get cut, there will be more injection into the economy. More injection means more spending means more investment. More investment means more investment in risk assets, and therefore the economy, stocks, crypto, and other risk assets are moving, and more traditional assets will have a pullback. So Trump has been, again, we've been talking about this on the show, but Trump has been very vocal about the fact that JP is so to say an idiot. What he says too late. Jerome Powell of the Fed will be in Congress today in order to explain, among other things, why he's refusing to lower rates. He was there yesterday. He will be there today. There is this Congress hearing. He will be asked about how he's doing his duties in the government and if it's good or bad. No inflation, great economy. So he's like, Europe has cut 10 times. We have zero. No inflation, great economy. We should be at least 2 or 3 points lower. This is super important. Would save the US $800 billion plus per year. What a difference it would make. If things later change to negative, increase rate. The board should activate Make America Great Again. Now, what happens is yesterday he comes in and he just makes sure that people understand that he is not going to cut, and they are not looking at cutting right now. It says the central bank is in no rush to lower interest rates. Okay, so they're waiting for more clarity on the economic impact of President Trump's tariffs. This is a political message, just so we're all clear. But two, he goes on explaining, like JD also comes in. JD Vance, and he says, I'd love to hear an argument for why Powell cut rates 50 basis points right before election. Again, the reason why he had to cut is because the Democratic Party needed that. They needed the economy. They needed the stock market back. They needed a flourishing economy. So JP just ran up and did 50 basis point cut where inflation was fucking through the roof. Now that inflation is actually down and lower when it was there, why he's not cutting? And he's saying that, it's because of the uncertainty that President Trump brings. Now, if you look at the rate cuts that has happened throughout the world, this is how the table looks. You look at Japan, of course, they hiked because of the situation, but Switzerland cut, Denmark cut, Thailand cut, Taiwan is a hike, Eurozone, so Europe, most of Europe cut, Sweden cut, South Korea cut, Canada cut, China cut, New Zealand, Czech Republic, Australia, UK, Norway, US, Peru, Hong Kong. What is this? US Fed Fund. There was a cut, but this is last year. Peru, Hong Kong, Chile, Saudi Arabia. Like, the thing is that why there is no cut? Like, that's just what everybody's wondering. And since Trump needs to refinance debt, it would make a lot of sense and save a lot of money for the American people. Now, here's what he's saying. He's being pressured in Congress, and here's what he's saying.
Your returns that you said weren't part of...
Like, why are you not cutting? That's the question.
So, you're right that if you just look in the rearview mirror and look at the existing data that we've seen, you can make a good argument that that would call for us to be at a neutral level, which would be, a couple of cuts or maybe more kind of thing. The reason we're not is the forecast by all professional forecasters that I know of on the outside and the Fed do expect a meaningful increase in inflation over the course of this year. When I said we weren't going to talk about tariffs and inflation, that was...
So he's looking at meaningful increase in inflation.
To say, until we see what the policies are. And so now we know a lot more. It's 6 months since I said that. So
he said it 6 months ago, right? So now if you look at it, and this is the interesting part, I mean, if you ask me, this is one of the interesting parts, is that he's saying that he's going to wait for the impact that has been coming from tariffs that will most likely start rippling into the economy in July, which is next month. Now, what is interesting that he's also said, if there was no expectation of higher inflation this year from tariffs, meaning if there was no threat to higher inflation due to tariffs, we would have continued cutting. Now, I want you to understand what on earth this means. This means that JP is saying, hey, we are actually willing to cut. Like, we know we should cut. But there is this tariff uncertainty, and we don't want to cut too early because if we cut now and inflation starts falling back, we don't know where else to cut. That's what he's saying. I'll tell you one thing. Considering everything, there are two outcomes of this. One is JP is doing this because of politicization of the Fed. He's just making it a political matter, basically saying Trump is bringing uncertainty. I'm not gonna cut, and Trump is costing the economy $800 billion a year. That's what he's doing, right? Which is most likely. The second is, if they don't cut, and it turns out, which I do think it will turn out, that there is no impact on inflation because of tariffs, this guy's gonna be in fucking trouble. Because one, his legacy, like everything he built is gone. And two, he's going to cut at an insanely fast rate. Insanely fast rate. That means we can see if, and this is why inflation data is going to be very important in July, and we're going to talk about it here in the show, is because if inflation data does not come in higher in July, guys, we are going to the fucking moon, I'm telling you. Like, I'm serious. If in July we're not going to see inflation numbers, CPI, PPI, come in higher due to the tariffs, everything JP has been talking about is complete bollocks, and we're going to see the market rally because the market will start pricing in a massive amount of rate cuts. Now, currently, the market is pricing, there is one meeting in July. There is one meeting 30th of July, which is again going to be after the CPI reading. So there is on the 30th of July, there's a 79. This is not the 30th. There is a 7. There's almost an 80% chance of no cut and 20% chance of cut, and there is a 70% chance of rate cuts in September. Now, I do think that the problem is they're cooking inflation numbers. That's also like if I look at true inflation is going to be. True inflation is going to be the benchmark, in my opinion. Like, if you look at this, and in July, this does not show an uptick, bro, that means that everything is false and we're going to the moon. That's just mark my words right now. Anyway, Morgan Stanley expects the Fed to deliver 7 rate cuts next year. Bro, 7. So how many meetings? I think it's like 11 meetings. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 meetings next year. 12 meetings, bro. And Morgan Stanley says they say now that there will be 7 cuts next year. We're going down to 2.5 to 2.75 interest. Do you understand what the fuck that means? Do you comprehend that if you're not buying Bitcoin here, you are making a massive mistake? Like, it's just crazy. I mean, if this happens next year, it's going to be fireworks all around. I don't care about the 4-year cycle. I don't care about all the shit, bro. Bitcoin is going to $250,000 to $500,000 next year if this happens. I'm mark my words now. TJ, save this clip. We're gonna bring it up next year. But the Federal Reserve has. So there is this news. Someone sent this to me, and it was like, oh my god, JP says that they can do. Banks are free to conduct crypto activities. No shit. Long time news. You don't follow the shows. You're not here. Like it's being like he's just stating the obvious. It was known. Now we do see all this bullishness is reflecting on the ETF inflows, almost 600 billion into the Bitcoin ETF, which is massive. And the question is, what is going to happen? Cuz is going to link. What are you going to link? What should we link? My link tree. That's what we should link here. People can just follow. Cuz doesn't know. Cuz is not up to date with Linktree. So anyway, guys, if you are new here, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you follow me on every single social platform that you can. I give you alpha like no one does. I'm here every single day. This is the only show you need to watch. And if you watch this show, you're gonna be up to date with the market and know exactly what you need to do. Now, Cuz is going to pin my link tree here. You'll be able to see it. You'll be able to click on it. But on the bottom as well, you will be able to just see everything in that description. Other than that, I wanted to say that there on the link tree, you will be able to see a couple of things. My ex, obviously, then you will be able to see the $1 Billion Hustle, which is my vlog. We're literally just going to Monaco today. So you'll be finding the first whole documentary of the first crypto conference in Monaco. We're going to be floating with the helicopter from Nice. It's going to be incredible. You will find my trading channel, which has a dedicated educational video. It says you're not a profitable trader yet. A good trade isn't the trade that you make money with. A good trade is where you follow your own strategy. If you can let go of proving that you're right on calling the market, I promise you, you will become a profitable trader. So all that kind of stuff, 100x Club, you can go and check that out. And then there is a free Telegram that I have. It's completely free. We almost have 6,000 members. I think we're gonna hit 6,000 members today. Completely free. I'm sharing with you my thoughts, the trades, and it's actually so happy. I'm legit so happy seeing people. Like I get DMs and I got posts. Oh, that was like okay. But I get posts like this. Been watching Fefe for quite some time. Learned so much from his shows. Most important, I've been in profit since. Happy to work, brother. I also got this one. You're a legend. I've been watching your channel for some time without taking action. Last night I took action. I bought into the fear and some low leverage position. So far, so good. So like, I'm so happy that this happened. So go and check all that out. Otherwise, what's happening in the comment section? Chat. Can I say chat, or it's only Speed who can say chat? Is that like a? It's like that. It's the Gen Z stuff. Chat. What's up, chat? Okay. Like, does the show? I should be said like the show. What is that?
In the package.
Give it to me. What is this? I just received the package. Should we open it? Ooh. Should we open this? Someone is saying comments being deleted. Why the fuck is that? Like, why is that? No, we don't. I promise you, we don't delete comments. But what did we figure out? Oh, so some comments against YouTube guideline. That's what they say. I don't know. Check live. There are any new positions. Wow, congrats. Thank you. For what? Should we open this? I don't know what this is. Okay, people don't want me to open. Okay, I'm not gonna open it. So it's saying the Fed effed up inflation in the first place, calling it transient before it shoots up. Yes. Okay, let's go. So here's what we're gonna do. Silver play button. What is that? What is silver play button? Oh, yeah. 100,000? We'll get that soon. What is this though? Oh, people want me to open it. Did you order this? Oh, look at this. We're doing some revamp in the office. Hey. I've been poor, man. Now being a rich man, and I choose rich every effing time. I hope this is like real dollars, by the way. Same. Looks so cool, bro. Legendary. Should we put it up in the background here somewhere? Where should I put it? Huh? I don't know. How's this? Huh. Oh, light reflects back. It's not good. Okay, we're gonna put it somewhere. I'm gonna put it here for now. Guys, this is a good stuff, eh? Alright, let's go do some charts. Who is doing the opposite of Fefe calls? All the idiots. I can tell you that all the idiots. All the idiots do that. Let's go. Let's look into. We should have to see it. Please chart Sonic today. Okay, let's go. So we're gonna do the following. There's a massive delay here, right? Can we just make sure that next time there's no delay? There's like a 30-second delay, I think. Love your Telegram channel, so I'm happy. Am I blocked? Rolf, you're not. Okay, I'm gonna do this, guys. Like, I'm serious. Like, we're gonna put an end to this now. I'm gonna go and try commenting from the 100x Club. Look. I'm gonna switch account. And I'm gonna put an end to this right now. Let's see what I can comment. Let's see. I'm gonna say idiot. I can comment that when it comes up. ETH. It comes up as well. What doesn't come up? Like what is it that people say that they can't comment? So what is it? Great joke of the year. When Altseason? Exactly, I agree with you. So many idiots calling for Altseason. Some comments don't show. Some do, not all. Like I don't know what doesn't show. Like I could even comment suck. What are you guys even? And what are you even talking about? Cause he's erasing. No one erasing comments, bro. Oh my god. Okay, let's do this. People should be more active on Telegram. I don't know what that you mean, but it's fine. My comments don't show up. Okay, cool. Some haters blocking the comments. You see, they can even write fuck, bro. What are they even talking about? Why don't you use stock RSI? Because it's for beginner traders. Like, you know, so stochastic RSI is for the people who get into trading and they just learning and they think they know it all. And then they use the stochastic RSI and then they realize that it doesn't work and then they move on becoming professional traders. So stochastic RSI is delayed. It's not working on a lower time frame. It sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. If you load on a higher time frame, I mean, yeah, sure, but it's a lagging indicator. Maybe try some viewers have top chat, not it is live chat. Okay. Do the opt dance. What is opt dance? I don't know. Long time since, don't you? Maybe only short text, maybe. Fefe, what about falling dollar despite high interest rates? The dollar, I think the dollar will strengthen with the stable coin act. Up dog! Will I cut the rate if you were Joe position? I don't know what that means, but underpants down. Fefe is big pimpin'. Talk about your spot bag. Will ETH moon? Good joke. I think it will. I think ETH will boom. Chart Athena. We can chart Athena. Can we change this animation? Cause there's the old profile still in here. Can we change that? What RSI do you use? I don't use RSI. I'm trading. I don't use RSI. Shorting Dogecoin. Sol. I'm not the king, bro. I'm just a peasant sharing my thoughts here. Love Hungarian language. Yes, it's good. Thank you for the show, bro. Best regards from Sweden. You're welcome. Bull trap or bad trap first today? So let's jump into the charts because I think it's relevant. So I think here's what I'm thinking, okay? On the 4 hour, we do have a substantial pump here, right? But this here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Usually we have 9 candles green. We definitely have a correction. Like it's almost always. But then we have situations where price climbs up to a resistance zone. And then it kind of skyrockets, you know? And so I have a feeling that is what's... Look at this here, for example. Like look at very similarly. Look at this. Like price just climbs up and then BAM! And for some reason, I have a weird feeling that is what is going to happen. So technically, if I do nothing else, but I look at the chart, I look at this, we're at a major POI. This should have a rejection. I go onto the 15-minute chart. I'm going to look at the rejection zones. I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, well, there is an accumulation here. This would be my low here. And I would say, actually, I would just pull it down here. If this breaks, we're going lower, right? That's what I would do. And New York is going to probably liquidate to the upside. If it pumps hardcore and we show a lower low, I mean, that is worth taking a short. Honestly, worth taking a short. I might even close some of my positions because we can consolidate. So if you go up to the hour, 4 hour chart, or you actually can go out to the daily chart. If you go into the daily chart, you look at this and you understand that this can keep doing this, you know, like this here. I marked this level before we had the nuke here, and I said this is the level we're gonna touch into. We did, and so I think we can have something like this happen. I mean, this would not be unheard of. And to be very honest with you, this is the major OB up here. Like we can see a pump into it and still start consolidating down here and be bullish. Again, I think the market is waiting for a catalyst, and the catalyst is what we will need to see when and how that comes. Ultimately, I am in these positions. So you know what positions I'm in because I share it in the Telegram and I also share it all here. I'm layering in for the next leg up, and this is what I've been doing. So this is some of the positions are actually in negative. We do have most of the positions in profit, by the way. We do have 𝗙𝗃 up about 0.8%. We've got Bitcoin up about 6%. These are low leverage positions. Solana up 22. Aptos yesterday. I literally took Aptos on the show yesterday. Here. 32 on 3x leverage, 10% pump since I took it. But I'm waiting with these to get a decent pump. So I'm not interested in selling here. I'm waiting for it. Aptos, my TP is at $13. So we're looking at 200% here. That's what I'm preparing myself for. So this is, by the way, Bluefin, guys. If you want a non-KYC available worldwide exchange that is custody to third party, they don't keep your funds on the exchange. It's pretty cool. Love Bluefin, know the team, love the platform. It's really cool. There's a link in the description. Check them out. But there is a trading competition as well on Bluefin now. Let's see what it is. War of Whales. I love this. So how do I? Is that? Oh, it's my team. Oh, okay. Incredible. Okay, I have a team. Okay, that's good. So this is happening. You can win a bunch of stuff here. Simply just trade. Like don't over trade because you're there, but just simply trade and you will be fine. So ultimately, what I would be thinking is like on the 15-minute, if we close below, we are going to dump. But I have a feeling. Again, I can't tell you. It's like it just comes with experience. I have a feeling that this is going to pull something like this. Like I have a feeling that we have a massive pump here. Up to this OB up here at like 3% from there, even higher, maybe even take this as the liquidity inducement. Like we might even see a pump all the way up here, right? All the way up here, and then reject from there. For some reason, this is what I feel is going to happen, and there I'm probably gonna de-risk a little bit if I see a rejection. But ultimately, until then, I'm just waiting. So if a rejection comes, it's not the end of the world. You can even stay in positions. If the rejection comes, I think we're going to come back to the 50% level, which is down here in discount, about 3.1 trillion. But I'd rather imagine, actually, to have a push up here and then just come back to the OB down here, which is like a 3.17 trillion retrace. So we have to see. Ultimately, I'm extremely bullish. I think the bottom is in here at like 2.85, but rather here at 2.96. This is probably the bottom. The range is about a 10% range, which I can see us, going in and just basically accumulating for quite some time. So this is ultimately what I see. Some of the positions that I'm in, ETH, definitely bullish. I mean, this is a very strong recovery in ETH. Coming back, it came back 50 on the daily, then showed a 4-hour higher high. ETH is a fantastic play. If we can get ETH at 2,300, it's a no-brainer buy. Solana, same thing. Recovery came back 50 on the daily, 4-hour recovery. If we can get 137, it's a beautiful buy. I've got 𝗏. So I wanted to get an entry on 𝗏 for a long time. 𝗏 is one of the big things that I think is going to do very, very well. Came back. If we come back 325, add on 𝗏 with this liquidity, incredible. I don't have a stop loss down here. I have it all the way down here at 165. I don't think we're going to get there. I'm layering in. Why? Because this is going to happen. I do think 𝗏 is going to go to 1,000. I don't even know what my TP here on 𝗏, but it's probably very high. Let me see. Where's my 𝗏 TP? 𝗏. Oh! It's 550 here. My TP on 𝗏. I'm gonna make 4.5 grand if that happens, and I'm only losing 600 if I get stopped. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. No, it's 600 minus now. So if we go down here, I'm just gonna keep adding to the position. I don't have liquidation price. Where is that? I don't have a liquidation price. Exactly. And this is what you have to have. None of the... I have one liquidation price in 𝗙𝗃 at like 0.4. And the price is at like 2. So it's 75% lower. Otherwise, I don't have liquidation price. What else do we have? 𝗙𝗃. Let's look at 𝗙𝗃. One of the best performance. Why? I told you about this because they are major staking in the ETF, which is going to come Sol ETF staking protocol. This thing is going to do 20-30% immediately as the ETF is announced in the next 2 months. So I do think this, again, massive V-shaped recovery in the 4-hour, came back decently on the daily OB. This is looking very, very, very good. And look at this. I actually sent it on the newsletter. So I sent this in, we have a newsletter, there's a link in the description, and I sent this that we're gonna get a bounce from here. From here, we got a 10% bounce, and I said, if this doesn't hold, we're gonna come down to the lower, and then we will see the bounce. We have the 10%, but I think this is the reversal here. So that is, I have some more things happening. Let me just jump in here under the chat. Is everybody fine? Can you please link my link tree? I wanna, or actually just my X, can you just please link my X here? And I just wanna make sure, because here's what's happening. I need your help, guys, with my X account. I'll tell you why. Because it's going to link it here, okay? Here's gonna be in the top chat. I'll tell you why I need your help. So I am going to gain 50,000 followers very, very soon, okay? And so I wanna do something crazy. Crazy, I mean, now literally I'm thinking to do like, I don't know, eating shit and like, I don't know, just take 1,000x leverage trainers and roll bit and, but anyway, I wanna do something crazy for the 50,000 follower that I have. I have 49,700. So, huh? Eat meat, no. So first is, follow me on X. Second, let me know in this post. There's a link in the description, but Cuz is also pinned it here. So make sure that you write down your idea and you can win $100 if I do your idea. Like, there are some ideas here. Ice Bath Challenge, 30 minutes, not interesting. The economy prize, $50 to 50,000, not doable. Straightforward and simple. You should do the blue shirt guidance. No, call 50 followers randomly and thank them. I love this idea, by the way. I think this is a really cool idea. Trading challenge, 50 followers. What do you think? No. Give you shout out to top followers that have commented. I like this as well, but it's kind of boring. Name and comment your 500 worst and 500 best traders live. There are 500 traders, but there's no many traders on crypto Twitter. So anyway, do that. Follow me on X and also just let me know in the comment here because I want to know what you think. Some random news I wanted to bring you as a roundup. Bam. House officially received the Genius Act, which is the stablecoin registration, stablecoin framework. Hyperliquid coming to Solana. You will not need to leave Solana. You can use your Phantom. It's going to be extremely good. The hype is very, very strong. SEC is going to discuss tokenized equities happening this week or even today, I think, which is again very, very bullish. Polymarket is raising $200 million in a fund round led by top venture firms. Founders Fund, $200 million, $1 billion valuation is cheap in my opinion. They're generating $1 billion volume almost daily, so it's pretty incredible. Big ass shout out to our friends at Ledger. They have just sponsored San Antonio Spurs. Massive NBA team. Together, we're not just shaping the future, we're protecting the future. Again, if you know me, you know I've been to Paris a couple of times. I love Ledger. I had Ledger for 2017. They have a massive campaign running as well. They're moving things, so you can get $70 worth of Bitcoin if you get a Ledger in the link in the description. It means that you probably spend like $200 or $180 on a Ledger Flex or Ledger Stacks, and you're receiving $70 in Bitcoin. They run this week, I think, or till next Monday, something like that. If you want, there's a link in the description. I'm not being paid to do this, but if you use my link, I'll get a cut of that, so I'd appreciate if you do. And I'm going to Monaco, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the one. Wait, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to Monaco. I wanted to do this. We're gonna go to Monaco today with Cuz. Cuz is very excited. He's like a little kid. He couldn't sleep. He's like, I'm going to Monaco. He's going to sit in an airplane for the first time. So he's like super. I got him an aisle seat and a little bit of like a Coke. So he's going to be very, very happy doing that. But we're going with Cuz. If you're gonna be in Monaco on the Vibe Summit, I'm speaking as well. If you go onto speakers and you scroll down here, you're gonna see me. The first time I'm speaking at a crypto conference officially on stage. So this is going to be super cool. My keynote is titled Bitcoin the Most Misunderstood. Why is my name not out here, bruv? Why is it just Fefe? Bruv. It's probably because everybody knows who I am, so, you know, I'm the most humble crypto KOL out there. No, but jokes aside, this is going to happen. It's pretty cool. Also, there will be a lot of speakers that are going to be interesting. We're going to cover the whole thing on Banter, and also I'm going to cover it on the $1 Billion Hustle. There's one guy, Brian, I want to give a shout out. They are from Trio Ordinals Bot. Very good guys. They are partners on the channel. Trio is an Ordinals marketplace. Everything Bitcoin. You can buy everything on Trio. They have a token. If you buy the token, you stake it, you get access to early mints. Which again, I genuinely believe Ordinals are the future, if you know this. But also they own Ordinals Bot. There's the same team. Very cool guys. You can mint anything on Bitcoin. It literally takes you 2 seconds. You can go on to inscribe and you can inscribe something on the Bitcoin network. Basically for in no time. They do the heavy lifting. You can select any rare Satoshis if you want. You can subscribe, you can inscribe a picture, a video, whatever, onto Satoshi that Satoshi Nakamoto minted. So it's pretty interesting. Go and check them out. There's a link in the description. Guys, I think this is it. Chat, what's going on? Bet is on Coinbase mascot. What's your view on Bitfunded? I think Bitfunded is good if the market is not as volatile. If the market is volatile, I think it's a waste of money. You need to make sure that you don't get liquidated. You have to take very tiny risk. But when the market is this volatile, it's very difficult to complete the challenges. But we in the bear market, we're gonna do it in the Telegram. You have to join the Telegram as well. We're gonna do it. Coke for cuz. Yes, and then he goes, can you play poker? How are you going to? Can you play blackjack? Do you know how to play roulette? Cause it's like I'm just putting on the red, bro. I'll tell you a story. This is a true story, by the way. My brother, we were young, like, I don't know, 17, 18, whatever that is. We went to a casino. My older brother came home and he was the big shot. You know, he was living in Europe. He was earning like 1,000 euros a month. I don't know how much, but like, yeah. And he came home and he was, you know, just like, he gave us $50. We went into a casino. And we were like, it's Hungary, guys. So it's like $50 was a lot of money, okay? So we went into the casino like, geez, we were sitting down at the table. My brother lost everything. My youngest brother lost everything in like probably 2 minutes. he had like $5 left, bro. And he was sitting for an entire hour looking at the roulette table. But I kid you not, it's a true story. He was sitting there just like this, just looking at the roulette table for an hour, bro, while we were playing, for an hour. And then he just went, and I promise you, hand on my heart, true story. For an hour he was sitting there, and he went, now, he put the cash into, it was like the machine, you put the cash in, he puts the cash in, he puts the whole thing on a zero, like $5. He puts the whole thing on a zero, and he hits the fucking zero. He hits the fucking zero, he came away with triple the money that went in. It was absolutely insane. Cool story, bro. But it is true story. Where's the beard, Fefe? In the drain, bro, in the drain. Take shrooms instead, bro. Happy to. Do you have some? Athena, what is the regulation on shrooms and stuff like that in Monaco? Can you take shrooms? On the beach. We should go to the beach. Take shrooms on the beach. If Monaco authorities watching this and it's not legal, I'm not doing it. Cuzzies. Don't lie. Brave. I don't know what that is. I won a lot of money in Budapest. Sofitel. You know it if you know it. That's why. Cool. Guys, make sure to like the stream. Yes. Okay, I think this is it. Ondo analysis. Should we go short-term now on Bulana? Short-term now on Bulana. Short-term pullback? Can be. Not legal, but tolerated if discreet. I mean, I can see cousin shrooms on the beach like, you know, I don't think it's going to be discreet, so I think we'd rather not do it. Favorite decks? I don't know. I don't really have a favorite dex. Like, I use Jupiter when I'm in Solana. Aerodrome is good if you're in base. Like, I don't really have a favorite dex. But, yeah. And Jupiter is not even a dex, by the way. Almost missed the legend. Sui, should we be adding more? It's illegal. Did you see? Heavily illegal. Oh, cuz you're in trouble. What are you gonna do? Is it prison? Yeah. I can't bail you out, bro. I don't have the cash for it. I think a bail in Monaco is going to be, what, $50,000? Virtual chart. Should we be adding more? Sweet. I mean, I would wait for the pullback to add more. Why 𝗙𝗃𝗃 screams? Did I just read that? Read that out loud. Did you guys subscribe to this channel on the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Club? You should subscribe to the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Club. What's the time? Bro, we have to leave to the airport, eh? I miss these streams. I miss the streams where I'm just sitting and just talking shit, chatting to the people. Like, did you see that there is almost zero drop-off? People, do you guys want this? Should we just sit on the 𝗓𝗏𝗡 club and just talk shit? Like, we used to do this for such a long time. Bro, half the people in Monaco are pinging off their head. Enjoy your time always. Visit India, we will like it. I'm going to, I'm not even joking. Like, next year we should do in India. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to go to rent a Royal, or buy a Royal Enfield and just go through the mountains up north. That's what I wanted to do. What is your take on Giga at the moment? I thought it was fucking dead, bro. Like, that's my thing. The Giga shed the token? That was dead. I love eating. Oh, can you imagine that people say their comments is getting blocked and this guy comes in and he says love eating pussy? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that saying cause it's blocking? Cause he's like cut the show, cut the show. Mate, we like your company. Thank you. Yes. Miss the shit talk. Me too. Feel most real, brother. Yeah, me too. Don't eat burger in India. I will not eat anything, bro. I'm gonna live on cabbage. Any thoughts on BTC dominance? It's going up. The Royal Enfield famous in US also? No. Yes, do it. Let's talk random shit. I have low attention. Royal Enfield is a shit. I'm telling you. Live stream on 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗙 Monaco. Yeah, we did it. Why don't we just please share your long-term holding TP for 3x leverage. Bro, Moon. Isn't this the guy who was telling me I'm an idiot? Mokan? Isn't this Mokan guy the one who was hating on us? Maybe not, but isn't it one? Mokan is just so... No, I know. Okay, good. When is the bull market top? I mean, honestly, 7 cuts next year, no top. Switch my suited trade for Aptos. Good, bad? Depends. Spots? Buy both. Have safe flight, thank you. Take your shirt off. Mihai, come on, man. When is the bull market top? 2026, 7. Come to Portugal. I was there. I was in Portugal. I was in Lisbon. Good friend. Shout out to Pedro. Go and follow Pedro. He thought I blurred him on my vlog because the objective didn't bring him in. And he thought I blurred him. But he's a good friend. Go and follow Pedro. Pedro Silva from Portugal. Pedro Silva PT. Go and follow Pedro. Helping you win in crypto, investor and trader. Follow for daily insights, top strategies and YouTube videos, not financial advice. I mean, I took everything he said as financial advice. So Pedro, I'm coming for you, brother. Come to Australia. I've never been to Australia. Everything wants to kill you, so I don't know. I'm going to Lisbon on Sunday. I'm not going. Coke on airplane? I don't know. Okay, guys, I think it is time to cut the show. Coin launch, any idea what it will be launched on? It's on ETH. 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏 coin is an ETH. Which trade to take if you're not in the market right now? Wait. All right, guys, truly appreciate you. Make sure to check out these 2 videos. If you stuck around here that long, you're a freaking legend. This video is going to be from the 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗏 club. It's going to be a trading video, and you can learn about trading and why not go that, do that. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe, and like the show, and then share it with your friends, Click here to subscribe. Check out the channel video and come back every single day. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in Monaco. Take care.